Welcome to our channel. Today we embark on a journey through the annals of human history, exploring the 10 deadliest conflicts that have left an indelible mark on our world. These aren't just stories of battles fought and lives lost, but narratives of power, ambition, and the enduring human spirit in the face of unimaginable adversity. From the sprawling battlefields of World War II to the trenches of World War I, each conflict carries with it a profound legacy, shaping the geopolitical landscape, influencing cultural identities, and forever altering the course of human civilization. Join me as we delve into the heart of these conflicts, examining their causes, consequences, and enduring impact on the world we know today. The year is 1939. From the heart of Europe, a conflict ignites, engulfing the world in a maelstrom of unprecedented scale and devastation. This was World War II, a truly global conflict that drew in over 30 countries and resulted in an estimated 70 to 85 million fatalities. Fueled by the ideologies of fascism, nationalism, and expansionism, the Axis powers, led by Nazi Germany, Imperial Japan, and Fascist Italy, sought to reshape the world order. Their ambitions, however, were met with fierce resistance from the Allied forces, led by Great Britain, the United States, and the Soviet Union. The systematic genocide of 6 million Jews in the Holocaust, the atomic bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki, and the countless civilian casualties serve as stark reminders of the devastating consequences of unchecked aggression. The aftermath of World War II left the world forever changed, leading to the rise of the United States and the Soviet Union as global superpowers and the birth of the United Nations. The year is 1914. A continent teetering on the precipice of war plunges into an abyss, forever changing the course of human history. World War I, initially perceived as a brief and decisive conflict, descended into a brutal war of attrition, claiming the lives of over 40 million people. A complex web of alliances, imperial rivalries, and nationalist fervor set the stage for this global catastrophe. The assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand of Austria-Hungary ignited a powder keg, dragging Europe's great powers into a conflict they could not control. On the battlefields of Europe, a new form of warfare emerged: trench warfare. The Treaty of Versailles, signed in 1919, officially ended the war but sowed the seeds for future conflicts, contributing to the rise of extremist ideologies like Nazism. World War I left an indelible mark on the 20th century, leading to the collapse of empires, the redrawing of national boundaries, and the rise of new ideologies. From the ashes of the French Revolution emerged a figure who would reshape the destiny of Europe: Napoleon Bonaparte. A brilliant military strategist and ambitious leader, Napoleon's rise to power marked the beginning of an era of unprecedented upheaval and transformation. The Napoleonic Wars, a series of conflicts spanning over 2 decades, pitted France against various European coalitions, leaving millions dead and redrawing the map of Europe. Napoleon's military genius led him to victory after victory, conquering vast territories and spreading the ideals of the French Revolution across the continent. The combined might of his enemies, coupled with Napoleon's own strategic miscalculations, ultimately led to his downfall at the Battle of Waterloo in 1815. The Napoleonic Wars, though devastating in their human cost, left an enduring legacy, spreading the ideals of liberty, equality, and fraternity, and contributing to the rise of nationalism and the decline of feudalism in Europe. Chapter 4. The American Civil War, a nation divided. The year is 1861. The United States, a nation founded on the principles of liberty and equality, finds itself locked in a brutal conflict over the institution of slavery. The American Civil War, a 4-year struggle that pitted brother against brother, would leave an indelible scar on the nation's soul. The issue of slavery had long divided the nation, with tensions escalating over the expansion of slavery into new territories. 11 southern states, determined to preserve their way of life, seceded from the Union, forming the Confederate States of America. From the first shots fired at Fort Sumter to the horrific Battle of Gettysburg, the Civil War witnessed some of the bloodiest battles in American history, claiming the lives of over 620,000 soldiers. Through the leadership of Abraham Lincoln and the sacrifices of countless soldiers, the Union ultimately prevailed, preserving the nation and ending the barbaric practice of slavery. Chapter 5. The Mongol Conquests. The rise of Genghis Khan. From the vast steppes of Central Asia emerged a force that would forever alter the course of history. The Mongols, led by the brilliant and ruthless Genghis Khan. Uniting disparate nomadic tribes under his banner, Genghis Khan forged a formidable fighting force, launching a series of conquests that would create the largest contiguous land empire in history. Driven by a combination of military prowess, strategic brilliance, and a ruthlessness that struck terror into the hearts of their enemies, the Mongols swept across Asia and Europe, leaving a trail of destruction and conquest in their wake. Genghis Khan revolutionized warfare, employing horseback archery, siege warfare, and psychological warfare to devastating effect. The Mongol conquests, though marked by brutality and destruction, also facilitated cultural exchange and trade along the Silk Road, connecting East and West and fostering the transmission of ideas, technologies, and goods across Eurasia. Chapter 6. The 30 Years' War, a continent engulfed in religious strife. The year is 1618. Europe plunges into the 30 Years' War, driven by religious intolerance and political ambition. This conflict engulfs Europe, leaving millions dead. A Bohemian uprising escalates into a continent-wide war. Armies devastate cities, causing famine and disease. The Peace of Westphalia in 1648 ends the war, redrawing Europe's map. This marks the decline of religious wars and rise of secular states. Chapter 7. The Korean War, a nation divided by Cold War ideologies. The year is 1950. Korea, divided by Cold War ideologies, becomes a battleground between the United States and communist forces. Post-World War II, Korea was split along the 38th parallel. Tensions escalated into war when North Korea invaded South Korea in June 1950. The United States intervened, leading a United Nations force to support South Korea. The war turned into a stalemate along a fortified border. An armistice in 1953 ended the fighting but left Korea divided. Chapter 8. The Vietnam War, a conflict mired in controversy. The year is 1955. Vietnam, a nation struggling for independence, becomes embroiled in a protracted and bloody conflict. Following the French defeat, Vietnam was divided into North and South, led by Ho Chi Minh and Nguyen Dinh Diem. The U.S., fearing the domino theory, increased its involvement, supporting South Vietnam. The war was marked by guerrilla tactics, ambushes, and booby traps. It deeply impacted American society, sparking widespread protests. The war ended in 1975 with the fall of Saigon. Chapter 9. The Crusades, a clash of faiths. From the 11th to the 13th centuries, a series of religious wars known as the Crusades swept across Europe and the Middle East, forever altering the course of history. Fueled by religious fervor, political ambition, and economic motivations, the Crusades represented a clash of civilizations between the Christian West and the Islamic East. The Crusades were launched by European Christians in response to the expansion of the Seljuk Turkic Empire, a Muslim power that had conquered Jerusalem, a holy city for Christians, Muslims, and Jews. Over the course of several centuries, waves of crusaders, motivated by a mix of religious piety, desire for adventure, and hopes of economic gain, marched eastward, clashing with Muslim forces in a series of bloody conflicts. The Crusades had a profound impact on both Europe and the Middle East, leading to increased trade, exposure to new ideas, and a legacy of bitterness and mistrust between Christians and Muslims. Chapter 10. The Russian Civil War, the birth of a superpower. The year is 1917. Russia, already reeling from World War I, plunges into a brutal civil war that would determine the fate of the nation and have global repercussions. The Russian Civil War, a complex and multifaceted conflict, pitted the Bolsheviks, a revolutionary communist faction, against a loose coalition of anti-communist forces known as the Whites. The Bolsheviks, led by Vladimir Lenin, promised peace, land, and bread to the war-weary Russian people, quickly gaining control of major cities. The Whites, a diverse group united by their opposition to Bolshevism, represented a range of political ideologies and were supported by foreign powers. The Russian Civil War was characterized by widespread violence, famine, and disease, with millions perishing in the chaos. The Bolsheviks ultimately emerged victorious, consolidating their control over Russia and establishing the Soviet Union, the world's first communist state, leading to the rise of the Soviet Union as a global superpower. The conflicts we've explored, though separated by time and geography, share a common thread. They remind us of the human capacity for both immense destruction and remarkable resilience. These conflicts have shaped the world we live in, influencing our political systems, cultural identities, and our understanding of the human condition. As we reflect on the lessons of these conflicts, it's crucial to remember the human cost of war. Behind the statistics and battle maps lie stories of individual courage, sacrifice, and loss. Thanks for watching. If you found this video informative, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more historical insights. Let us know in the comments which conflict you found most impactful.